non-conference games in an open week, we finally get to division play in high school football. And Coach, 2-2 going into a big game at Hernando this week, coming off a bye week. Where are you guys health-wise?
We should have most everybody back and ready to play for division. That's the one good thing that the off week allows us to come in and rest some guys and kind of get back healthy. Because coming out of those first 4 weeks, we'd had a little bit of nicks and bruises, and this may be the first time we're healthy since week 1.
Right. Back on the road to Hernando. Talk a little bit about what you know about them, what you've seen on film, and kind of how difficult is it to prepare for them?
Well, Coach Wolf and I have become good friends. He coached an all-star game with me a few years ago. He does a really good job. You know, he came in and changed Hernando from a wing T running team. They are a kind of a run and shoot Mike Leach style, throw the ball around 1,000 times, try to get athletes out in space and do what they do. They don't, very similar to what people may be familiar with Mike Leach. They only use a few formations, and they just continue just to try to play fast and get the ball out to those guys, and see if they can score points.
Defensively, how do you prepare for that?
Well, it's basically we are a team with a lot of automatic checks and things. So ours, we have some varying coverages and things that you try to rob and steal. And so it's something we've been used to. We've played them now for several years. And the good thing in our division, there are a lot of teams that play like that as we go forward. So we have some ideas and some things that we got to do, but it basically will come down to making that tackle on the perimeter.
You've got 4 games under your belt, 4 very difficult games. Going into the division play, how have those games rated you for this moment now?
Well, I think playing tough games kind of prepares you. We played a schedule that should get us ready to go be down and to face adversity, because we've had to play some guys that that were physical, that were fast, that punch you, and so that kind of gets you mentally ready to play. I don't think there's a team that mirrors what we'll see as we go forward schematically as much as what you're trying to do. Is football's a physical game, so the teams we played in the first 4 very physical, come at you football teams, and I think that kind of sets you up for the grind that faces the next few weeks.
After a week off, guys come back on Monday. It's not like they took a whole week off of practice, but could you sense a little extra in their steps? They're ready to get back into that game week routine?
I think everybody's ready for a game week. We all are. It kind of becomes what you do. You get in it and you want to get to Friday. In truth, it kind of makes the school weeks go by very, very quick, because you're living Friday to Friday. And so you come in, you play the game, you go through your weekend prep stuff, do a week of practice, and you play and all. And so having a game also lets you move away from a game like West Point where things didn't go your way early, and lets it put, you have to get focused on the next one. That's a bad thing about an off week when you come off, not your best performance. You have to dwell on it and watch it before you get to have a new chase at the end of the week. So I think our whole team's excited and ready to go.
When you look over those first 4 games, any surprises that stand out? Like you thought, going into the season, this could be a concern, but it hasn't been?
I think our defensive line's played a lot better than what we anticipated. They've gotten better. Some kids have stepped up and really played well. I think our defense as a whole has that was one of our question marks. We knew we had some guys coming back offensively, but we didn't defensively. I thought our defense has been really good.
And offensively?
Offensively, Jake Ware has done a tremendous job as a quarterback to come in composure. Trip Wilson, Jacob Horn. Jacob Horn's been pushing the 200-yard mark, plus around 250 every week total offense. Tripp's made some tremendous plays. David Hayes has been consistent, and those guys up front from tight ends to H's, they've played well what we thought they would do.
Awesome. And do you change your strategy at all with division play starting? Will you introduce anything new, or is it this is what we're going to do now?
Greg, I can't tell you that.
Can't give away the secret.
But we always try to put in and have something like each week we'll start working something now for 3 weeks from now.
Gotcha.
So that we put it in. So you start actually working something in week 1 that you're not planning on having to run for a few weeks, so kids get able to to execute it well. So there'll always be some kind of wrinkle in there that
Right.
to get a change, a new formation, a different play, something to try to steal you some points somewhere.
Exactly. You've talked about since the beginning of the season or going back to the spring, you have a lot of inexperience. Do you have to, with these younger kids, explain, hey, this is division play, it's a little different now. It's a lot is on the line as far as playoffs are concerned.
Well, I think you talk about it, but we keep moving now. I think
Right.
for the most part they'll follow the lead of what you do, and really and truly, we spend so much time on this staff and stuff just trying to win this game,
Right.
this game. Our kids know that we're going to put every bit of focus into trying to win this one.
Right.
And if this one shakes up, then we'll translate right into the next one, and then we'll think about where you are later on.
We had a great crowd at West Point. I mean, I thought we had more people than West Point had, and I know we'll have another great crowd this weekend.
We have some faithful fans and
do.
followers that are going to be there every week, and that's one thing you need going up to DeSoto County, because it just traditionally that those guys play us a little harder, and it's almost like one head coach up there says, seems like you're everybody in the county's rival, and so we'll need fan support as we get up there and try to mix it up.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot. Hope you had a good weekend off, or 2 weekends ago. We know how that works now.
Right.
And we'll see you in Hernando for Gridiron Takes. I'm Greg Ellis.